Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's DLloyd. So I just got done watching the Colorado versus Oregon game or beatdown, whatever one you want to call it. And I'm here to give you guys my quick reactions from that matchup because it was an interesting game and it was a game that I frankly did not expect. Now, when I say didn't expect that, I did not think Colorado was going to win. I didn't know if it was going to be 22 points. That was the spread when I looked at it this morning to potentially place a bet on it. I did not feel comfortable either way, so I stayed away from the game entirely because I could see this going a bunch of different ways. The main reason for Colorado winning, in my opinion, or at least competing, is they were going to have to keep up with Oregon's offense. We have seen Colorado play defense. It is pretty much non-existent. They are not a defensive team. Yes, they can cause some turnovers, but without Travis Hunter, I definitely thought it was going to be tough to come up with stops against an Oregon team that we've seen put up 80 points earlier in the season. So I thought they would have to match them and either try to get more points or more touchdowns outright or try to potentially slow them down in the red zone and hold them to field goals. Oregon didn't want to do any of that. And you could tell by how they were playing and their mentality, they weren't ready to settle for field goals. They were going for it on fourth down. They had a fake field goal for a 2-point conversion. They had a fake punt. They had a statement to make. And I believe that they made that statement in front of millions of fans today. The one part that did shock me, however, and the reason why I did think it would be a little bit closer, even though I still had Oregon winning, is because I thought flat out Colorado will put up more points than they did. They got 6 points, but that was 6 sympathy points. Didn't that matter really in the flow of the game? Backups were in. Nobody cares. Colorado was playing for pride. Oregon, they were showing out. They were basically having a party at that point in that stadium. That stadium was going crazy as the fans, deservedly so, right? They shut down Colorado. Colorado was a big name, and they got the job done, man. So it was shocking. It was shocking. Now, the key takeaways, besides just not scoring points, was how bad the O-line was truly. Now, we knew this was also a weak point. Colorado, really on both sides of the ball, they don't have strong interior linemen, right? It's really finesse guys, smaller guys on the outside that can make plays, and it showed. It flat out showed. Oregon was bringing pressure. None of the blitzes were necessarily being picked up. None of the wide receivers were getting open. And without the receivers getting open, Shador had to hold on to the ball, was just turned into a bunch of sacks, a whole bunch of sacks. We have 7 sacks in total. So Shador was sacked 7 times in this game. A lot of times he was just holding on to it. Like I said, blitz is not being picked up. Guys coming in freely. And then even when they were picked up, him just backing up, waiting for a guy. We didn't really see him step up in the pocket too many times. He did not climb up in the pocket, kind of stepped back and retreated the majority of the time. But that's a recipe for disaster, right? You have a team that's bringing heat. You're not blocking and you're not getting open. And I think that's where the loss of Travis Hunter was big. Not really even so much on the defensive end. I still think even with Travis Hunter, they would have had a tough time stopping Oregon on the defensive side of the football. It was the offense where missing Travis Hunter was a glaring hole in that offense. They could not get anything done, and it showed. Shador Sanders, 23 of 33, 159, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. He had, I believe, 2 passes that I can think off the top of my head that probably should have went for interceptions, but they did not. So that definitely helps. But there were just dink and dunk passes, the majority. He did have a deep shot down the field in the fourth quarter that was dropped, so I'll give him credit for that one. It was a great throw. Pass just got broken up at the end. But they just did not take shots down the field. But again, they had no time to take those shots down the field. Bo Nix is a very experienced quarterback, of course. If you guys know, I graduated from the University of Kentucky, so I got to see Bo Nix a lot when he was at Auburn. I always thought he was a solid quarterback. He'll be in the NFL. I don't think he'll be a starter or anything like that, but he is a solid quarterback. He has a ton of experience. I mean, he has the record for the highest completion percentage in Oregon history last year. He played well. He played well. He dictated what he wanted to do. He did throw an interception, but he dictated what he wanted to do. They had a lot of those shorter passes that you were going to see, but then that opened up where he could take some shots and get some chunk plays out of it. So Bo Nix played well. the main takeaway for Colorado, you have to at some point get a defense. I think long term they will be fine. I think we just look at what Deion Sanders is doing. I made a video talking about how he's revolutionizing it, right? And I still fully expect that Miami Hurricane type of run with Colorado, where they're going to begin to rack up the recruits. They're going to begin to come, and the better talent he gets with the just the culture that's going on in Colorado, I do think that they will be a serious contender for years to come. He's a polarizing figure. You either love Deion or you hate him. We are figuring that out right now live as we watch all these things play out. But a disappointing game for Colorado. Now for Oregon, I think this is a good win, right? Because they didn't look that good against Texas Tech. But we know what Oregon can do. Oregon is a team that's supposed to be competing for the college football playoffs. That is the end goal. Now, can they get there? It will be tough. They got to get past USC. They got to get past Utah. They had to get past UCLA. I think they could beat UCLA, but they still had to get past them. This was a game where you could not drop this game. And you just wanted to remind that, hey, we are the top dogs or one of the top dogs in the Pac-12. That also brings me to another thought. I am kind of upset that the Pac-12 was breaking up because the storylines that we were going to begin to get, the rivalries that we were about to get with USC being back, UCLA being really good again, Utah being up there, Oregon being up there, and now Colorado, I would assume will be up there in a few years once they get all those recruits in. We're going to be robbed of that, right? We're not going to keep seeing the Oregon versus Colorado as Colorado's heading to the Big 12. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad at the end of the day because I would like to see this game in particularly ran back a few more times. But Colorado, they have USC. I think we will see more of the same next week. Colorado cannot stop a mesh concept that saved their life. They're playing a USC team in their air raid. They will definitely attack you with that concept. And if you're not going to stop it, you're going to have a long night. And I definitely expect a long night. They definitely need Travis Hunter back. They said 3 weeks initially. We'll see exactly how long he sits out. But Colorado needs him back. But big win for Oregon. Disappointing game for Colorado, mainly their offense. You got to get something figured out on the offensive end. Even without that old line playing well, you just can't have games. You're essentially being blanked and not scoring at all, man. So those are my quick thoughts and opinions right after the game. You guys let me know. How did you guys view this game? Did you think Colorado underperformed just about where you expected it to be? How did Oregon look in your opinion? And how do you think Colorado bounces back long term, at least for the rest of this season after their first defeat? USC is going to be a tough matchup, man. USC is serious, man. They're one of my favorites to win the Natty this year. But you guys let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. It's DLloyd. I'm see y'all next time. Peace.